welcome to my channel, All of Jasmine. Today I am showing how I twisted soft locks or put soft locks over my locks. I have no idea how to do hair. I have experimented with my hair here and there, but I am far from a stylist. I just got really bored with my locks and had a very bad experience with the person I went to and wanted to try something different. So here's what I used. I had the new locks from my local beauty supply store, and I got that in 24 inches. And it's just a simple crochet soft lock. And I bought the Cuban twist hair to twist over or to conceal my lock. I went over my locks with this Lock It Up gel, just a basic gel to twist your locks with. So my locks had just been washed and or had just been washed and gotten a retwist from a stylist, but it was horrible, guys. It was awful. So I went through it a little bit and twisted myself. I really don't need to put it on there, but I'm going to go through the process just so you can kind of see what I did, I guess. For those who are struggling to get through their hair, we can struggle together because, honey, it was tough. So all I did was take the crochet and open it up and put it right over my lock. Now, my locks are a little more thin, so I was nervous putting the crochet directly through my lock like I saw other people do, just because if you've had faux locks before, you know they can be a little tough to take out, and they will pull your hair straight out if you don't. Girl, I stretched this thing too far, but it's okay. They still gonna twist around this lock. But I was afraid that my lock was just gonna pop straight off, and even though I do go back and forth with taking them out or keeping them in, I do not want them to come out this way. So I did not do the crochet method where you stick it straight through the lock. I just decided to push it up over my lock and double tie it, which really it still kind of has some slip to it. So I had to hold it in place while I twisted it. Now, I still didn't know exactly how I wanted to do it, so I watched probably about 5 videos, all showed a different technique, and then I called my sister, because my sister has done these in her hair, my hair, other people's hair a few times. She just hates doing hair, so she wouldn't do it, because she's a loser. She's never a loser. She's a loser. But she was telling me how to wrap it around my hair, and she kept saying, go away from your face. So you saw me start and then stop and then do it again, which this way is a lot easier. And I just kept on wrapping and wrapping and wrapping until my lock was covered. Now, once I approached the end of my lock, that's when I started to get a little worried, because I wasn't sure exactly how I was going to conceal my lock. And if you really look close to a lot of the soft locks in my hair, because this is my first time, you can tell I tried to get it to stay a couple different ways, and some of them were successful and some of them just did not work. So I tried the method of just kind of tying it at the end. But most of the girls that I saw who used that method, they had more of a deep wave hair to wrap their hair with, so it was a little easier. I don't know if because his hair is more kinky, it was a little more difficult. I saw some people use glue, which I think is fine if you take it way past your lock. Probably is a little bit more secure as well. And then I saw some people just rub it together. And when I called my sister, who is my hair guru, I asked her what to do, and she told me to rub it really fast, like I'm trying to light a fire. And that is the method that I went with on most of my locks, just because it was convenient. And when I was doing my hair right now, it's like, I don't even know, 11 o'clock. Yeah, about 11 o'clock in the middle of the day, in the morning. But it was about 2 in the morning when I was trying to get my hair done. And I was a bit frustrated, and I just kind of wanted to go with the quickest method. I'm the type of person that likes to make things easy. I do not like to take the hard way. Make it easy for me, baby. But I went down my lock, and then once I saw the hair was about to run out, I kind of wrapped back up the lock. I don't know how much you can see that, but I started to wrap back up the lock. There we go. To kind of make sure it's in place. And then once I got to the very end of it, I just grabbed the lock and rub it together. Like so. And that helped it to stay there. Now the downside of that is if you don't do it well enough, it will start to unravel a little bit. But it worked. Boom. Hello. Come on, locks. Now, to get to the next part, I left 2 locks out because there's a few. You'll see as I go through this video, there's a few that is just like, no ma'am, you got to take that out and redo it. But because my locks are thin, I did 2 locks to a crochet soft lock. Just so I wouldn't have so many locks on my head. And the ones in the front, the very front of my hair, most of those are just 1 lock because I was trying to figure out how I wanted to do it. But as I started to go through my head, I was like 2 locks to 1 crochet is a little better. Because it still gives me that fullness, and it's not crazy amounts of hair, and I don't have to do it, wrap it so many times. So I went around it the same way I did the first time. And the downside, because I gotta tell you the downside to twisting your hair in the middle and in the back, is you cannot see. Now, I saw a lot of people wrap it like it was nothing. Then I saw some people not even show how they wrapped it because you knew it was difficult. But I'm going to show you this right here. This right here is a talent, okay? Like, having to wrap your hair and you cannot see what you're doing takes true skill, people, that I do not possess. But I'm going to try, because I done tried on all 82 of these locks that's already in my head. But wrapping it without really seeing exactly what you're doing is hard, because you can't tell if you have your whole lock covered. You can't tell if you got the whole crochet. You can't even tell if the crochet is in there. You just feeling and going. And that's what I did, honey. I felt and went with it. Now, quick story time. While I'm wrapping this, I went and got my hair done. Now, the girl I went to, I've only gone to about 2 times. And I have been on the hunt to find me a real good loctician, because some of these locticians be tripping. I be like, darn, am I getting my hair retwisted or am I getting a sew-in? They be tripping with the prices. They be tripping with the weight. They just be tripping in general. So I've been trying to find someone who I can really just go in and get my hair done and go, you know, like nothing crazy. I'm not trying to be in there for 7 hours. Like, no. So I had started trying to twist my own locks, and I did okay. You know, practice makes perfect. I have to keep on trying. But I wanted my hair colored, and I wanted them to color my hair, give me a cute little retwist, no style. I just wear it down, styling myself. And I text her, let her know what I wanted or whatever. I had already picked out my color. I knew exactly what the color was that I was going for. And she was like, oh yes, I can do that for you, blah, blah, blah. It was a pretty little ginger color, you know. She's like, oh, I can do that for you. No, I don't take outside color. I have color here. I know how to mix it. I know how to do this. I know how to do that. So I'm like, all right, cool, boom. I will be there at 5 o'clock. Well, I showed up about 15 minutes early because the first time I went to her, there was no one there. She was just waiting on me. I got there right on time. But I was there for hours. Like, I believe I was there for about 4.5 hours. And it was just a shampoo, retwist, and simple style. And when I left, I was just like, oh my God, I've been here for so long. I just worked a second job. Like, this Lord, I've been here forever. So I was skeptical to go to her again because honestly, most of my time was spent in the shampoo bowl. And she just kept saying, well, I like you to sit because it makes sure your scalp is good and yada yada. Whatever. Well, I saw that she offered color services and it was reasonable. And looking at the colors on her site, she did a good job. Well, honey, I went and got the color put in my hair and I left out looking nothing like ginger, but looking more like a burgundy Dalmatian. It was nice and patchy and dry. And that day, I couldn't tell exactly because I got there. My appointment was at 5. I got there about 4:45. I didn't leave until about 9:15. You heard me, 9:15. So most people would be like, oh, I'm about to look in my head and examine it because it's late and I want to make sure you did it right. But in my mind, I was like, girl, I don't know if you did this right or not, but I'm tired, I'm hungry, I gotta go get to my kids, and I still gotta go work my job in the morning. So I'm out of here. And that night, I was all in love, like my hair is colored to different color. That morning, I was looking in the mirror like, child, what in the heck is this? So now, I ain't going to her again. And I'm going to have myself and one of my homegirls recolor my hair. Now, I'm going through, and you see, like, this one, the lock is sticking out the bottom, so it wasn't enough hair. This one here, Lord, that's one of the ones I tried to tie. That's what it looked like after I tied it. Like a big old Q-tip of hair. So it's going to bother me. I got slight OCD, and I'm going to have to take it out and redo it. That's just what I do. And no lie, over the next week, I'm probably going to be redoing all the locks. But you can kind of see the way I did it. It's a little easier to just unravel the hair. Just take it and wrap, unravel it. Now, some pieces, I did get a little nervous to just pull. So I pulled out my handy dandy scissors and did a little chop just to get it off of there. But, you know, you can see it's a typical takedown, I guess. And because I'm not a hair friendly person, there may be a whole lot of things I'm doing wrong. I'm just showing you how I did it. Now, I will also say that the crochet method is a lot easier for me than any other method that I've ever even seen done. Even before I had locks and I've gotten my hair in faux locks, if I can go back in time and be like, girl, can you just braid my hair in some singles or do a couple twists and crochet these on here, I would probably go this route because it's a lot quicker and you still getting the same style and it's a little less damaging. I have had faux locks and done ripped out a whole chunk of hair trying to take them things down. I don't know what them gals be doing, how they be twisting it, but my head be like, we ain't coming out. You want to take us with the faux lock. So I was trying to not allow that to happen with my actual locks. I have been going back and forth big time about taking my locks out. But the only reason why I have not is because I really cannot do my hair. So the thought of me being stuck with my hair just out in the open and being in a ponytail every day until I get it done just don't sit well with me. So I've left my locks in. But sometimes I'm just like, I don't know, like I want to start over, like take them down and wait a while and then go to someone else and let them do it. Because the girl who did mine, they're a little thin. I like the ones that look a little bit more thick, like, you know, a little chunky. I feel like they look a little bit cuter when you style them. But then I talk to people and they say the opposite. I am also extremely cheap. Like, I was that girl to be like, oh, I need my nails done, I need this done, I need that done. But I look at this economy and I'm like, being cheap is cuter than being cute and broke. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'll do a couple things myself to save some coins, because I don't know what's about to happen. I have children and I need to make sure I'm good, because when something comes up and I do want my hair done or I do want my nails done, I do not want to be in darn Whole Foods or Earth Fare or whoever, Harris Teeter, trying to decide between a pack of wings and getting my toes done. I'm not doing that. So there's a lot of things that I have tried to do on my own since the pandemic. Because we were in the house so much, I spent a lot of time watching things on YouTube University, reading books. I am a bit of a nerd, just trying to learn different tasks that will help me and my family later, because that pandemic showed us that things can change quick. We were trapped in the house. Everyone around us was dying. My God, like, that was a horrific experience, and money was running out. We waiting on Trump to send us stimulus checks. I don't have time for that. I cannot survive off of that little $1,500, whatever it was that he sent out. I need to make sure I got money in the bank, and no money is gonna be there if I'm spending it all on my hair and nails and clothes, and I ain't even going nowhere, because I'm definitely a homebody. So it just don't make any sense to me. So this is one of the things that I tried to do on my own, and during that time it did not work. It was very much unsuccessful. So I tried again. And you know what they say, if at first you don't succeed, try again, honey. As I work through my hair, I keep finding little things that I don't like, or pieces of the Cuban twist hair that's just kind of popping out. The ends are popping out, or I didn't do well with securing the end of my lock. And if I can go ahead and take them out and do them real quick, then I'm going to take them out and do them, because I don't like how it looks. And because it is my first time, the more of them that I redo and play with, I feel like it's going to help the technique that I decide to use moving forward work better. Like I'll be able to move through the style a little quicker, and it will just look better in the end. The end result will be more of what I'm going for if I keep on going through and practicing. It is a little frustrating once you see your hair is done and you're like, oh my God, I gotta go back through and do it. But it's just like going to a shop. You go to a shop, you're paying for something, you want it to look good. The stylist should want it to look good because their name is on it. Because you're the one doing it yourself, I feel like it's the same thing. People gonna be like, oh, who did your hair? And you like, I did it. And they're like, it looked like it. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's why I'm gonna go through and do as many as I can. I may not get them all done in one day, but like I said earlier in the video, I will get as many redone as possible over the next week, just because I know it's not gonna look perfect, but I want it to look decent. So you've heard me say quite a few times that I have no idea what I'm doing. And if you can't tell by the way I hold scissors alone, I don't even know what to tell you. A piece of my lock was about to be on the ground. So I had to take my time and lean in and make sure I was cutting just the faux lock off and not my actual lock, because I need that until I make my decision. But once I was able to get it off, because again, faux locks are hard to remove, and this one is on the side, back, whatever you want to call it, of my head, so it's a little more difficult to see. But I still used the same technique as far as wrapping it. So even though the faux lock was a little twisted up on my lock, I was still able to get it removed without removing my lock. So just make sure you take your time. No matter which method you decide to use, take your time, and you'll be able to make sure you get it in without any damage to your actual hair. Again, this is like the one that was at the top. It's very difficult to wrap, for me, to wrap your hair when you can't see. So you notice in the beginning I went to wrap it and it just came completely off, and then I had to go again. So that happens. Just keep on trying. Don't get frustrated and give up. Just try to lean in and see what you can. Maybe get a mirror behind you and a mirror in the front so you can kind of look and see what's going on. I was being too lazy to even move that big old mirror again, so I just went at it. But whatever works for you. You may not be able to tell from this video, but I'm feeling myself because now I have learned something different and I was able to do something different in my hair. So I hope that this video helps anyone who's trying to achieve a new look over their locks or debating taking them down or keeping them in. I hope this helps you to see that you can do something different with your locks on your own, save a little money, and it will still look decent. But now I feel like the stylist. Please come with a fresh retwist, hair in hand, and I'm gonna get you right. I'm lying, but that's how I feel today. Yes, honey. Well, thank you so much for tuning in. Please like and subscribe, and have a beautiful day. Peace and love.